Hotel Bravo e 27. Então a Taxiway Bravo até a Papá, faz a volta, Quebec e entra na 27 e decolar Macau. Certo?
Na Alfa, aguardando apenas a saída do 67 América e pushback no quarto. A conduta ela se prossegue a 5 horas. Então, o pushback da América,
a mensagem por enquanto está entendendo, não tinha nada disso.
Isso aí, acho que esse avião...
Mas não estava na frente.
Autorizou decolar 27 direita, então 809.
3557 após 330, autorizado a alinhar e manter 27 direita.
Prova 330, linha e mantém 27 direita, tá 3557.
Oi?
Apertei errado.
Ah não, tá faltando duas portas automáticas.
Tá, porta 2, porta 4.
Então estão fechando?
4, a 4 esquerda tá armada.
4 Lima também armada, não tem mais suporte.
3,
3 direita armada.
3 esquerda.
Então 8090, decolado ao 55, chame o controle 135 decimal 75.
135.
Esquerda ali?
Tá livre? Então vamos para que aeronave?
Tá 3557, autorizada a decolagem pista 027 direita, vento 290 graus com 069.
Achei o aplicativo.
Eu decolagem 3557, cravo.
Ok.
Varig 8706, autorizado alinhamento e manter, pista 09 esquerda.
8706, alinhar e manter na 27 da direita, é isso? Torre, Varig 8706.
Prossiga para a Torre Guarulhos.
Varig 8706, entendeu? Alinhamento livre na 27 da direita.
Alinhamento e manter 27 direita.
É isso.
Tem que conferir. Check. Clear.
8714, Hotel and Bravo to holding point runway 27 right, on holding point contact tower 118.4.
Your taxi via Hotel and Bravo, runway 27 right, tower 118.4, Varigate 114.
Right side clear. Então é Hotel Bravo, né? É aquela mesmo. Hotel Bravo 27. Right side clear. Left side clear. Box 5.
Torre de Guarulhos, o Varig 8836 e LS 27 esquerda, muito boa noite.
Varig 8836, continua a aproximação, pista 27 esquerda, informaria pista livre.
O Varig 8836, entendeu? Que é onde ficará a pista livre, Varig 8836.
Varig 8706, autorizada a decolagem, pista 27 direita, vento 220 graus com 079.
8706 inicial.
Solo Guarulhos, Mike Quebec Papa.
Confirme para o solo.
Mike Quebec Papa.
Prossiga.
Autorização para reboque da Golf 09 para Hotel 05.
Golf 9, Hotel 5 autorizado.
Ok.
000627 direito.
Target 8864, cockpit.
Trabalhará para a administração do curso
Então 8006, autorizado alinhamento e manter, pista 09 esquerda.
Confirme para o TAM 8006.
Autorizado alinhamento e manter, pista 27 direita.
Positivo, 27 direito, ali mantém TAM 8006.
Target 8720, chame o controle, posição. Mantenha a posição e aguarde para decolagem.
Agora para decolagem, Varig 8720.
Tabatanga Mike Eco Eco, cruza a pista 27 direita e na Bravo chamei o solo 126,9.
Cruzar 27 direita, chamando na Bravo 269, obrigado, boa.
Boa noite.
Alô, Guarulhos, você é a Papa Golf?
Prossiga.
Boa noite, fazendo um teste de equipamento, clareza e intensidade.
De 4 para 5.
Target 720, autorizado a decolagem, pista 27 direita, vento 270.
Alô, Guarulhos, muito boa noite, Tabatanga Mike Eco Eco, cruzando na Bravo. Direita, Varig 8720.
Mike Eco Eco prossegue pela Bravo, aguardando instruções.
Pela Bravo, aguardando. Eco Eco.
A 4047, autorizado alinhamento e manter, pista 27 direita.
80 knots.
V1.
Varig 714, contact departure control frequency 135.75.
Departure 13575.
Engage on the plan.
Auto departure, maybe bearing 87114.
Good evening, Varig 8714, Rayback contact. North departure, climb history, track level 110.
Restricted 110, bearing 87114.
ERA 9099, pista para nível 0809099, intenção aproximar direto. Controle São Paulo, Eco, Juliette, Golf, esse é o controle de São Paulo, e cruzo 260, Falso 27, via Falso 27, Eco, Juliette, Golf, confirme essa procedência, equipamento. Processo de Goiânia, equipamento é um Bravo Eco 20. Eu sigo descida, Santa Guru, essa conforme, Fox 27, Milanda aqui. Obrigado. Prosseguindo a descida, o 5590 atingindo o 50. Já está a conseguir. Prosseguindo final 530. Prossiga a descida até o nível 080. Não, 080, 530. Total 560, à sua direita, na posição agora aqui. Toda hora,
Takeoff checklist complete.
6 milhas, comportamento baixo. O próximo.
Bravo Golf Charlie Bill, name level 110.
39, 539, pousando agora. Tá 5560, descendo agora nível 080, também 2005. É o 080, vai chamar 12005. Positivo. Legal.
Liberando 272.
Você entrou de carro central já?
Vai soltar.
2005 VIP. Estamos dando mais de 100 pouquinho. Chega agora o controle da base, frequência 2005. 2005.
Police lose communication, maintain have zero for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, resume navigation direct strike.
I don't think
2720, serviço radar encerrado, em Brasília, 12708.
Report to take position on frequency 1273, ID 8514. 4241. Terra, Unicode no transponder 4241. Para você, desconto Pérez, chama agora controle Rio, na frequência 11935, mantendo a rota 1100, direto para você. De 9351, mantenha 312, confirma o chamado para o Nido. Até as quantas, senhor? Chamado base 22 Brasília. Brasília, TAF 9351, estima Unido 0259. Comandante Unido, reporte Unido, TAF 9351. Portaremos 9351.
Hello, good morning. We are now flying on flight level 380 and about 1 hour out of Madrid, arriving Madrid, and we will start our descent within 40 minutes more. The weather in Madrid is nice, temperature 13 degrees now, and we will be landing at 12:47 local time. And I'm very proud to be here with a pilot from Sweden, and because I know some pilots from Falcon Airlines, Falcon Cargo, and we flew together about 14 years ago on the Electra. They came to Brazil to make training on the simulator that we had in São Paulo, and I knew many pilots. They came for simulator training in São Paulo with Captain Montanini. Thank you. Não, acho que não. É a pista longa, né? We will start now with our approach briefing. We are preparing our landing in Madrid for landing on runway 33. The star I prepared is Toledo to Bravo. We are coming over Toledo. From Toledo to Parla, there is a speed restriction to reduce speed to 250 knots, 15 miles before Parla, and it will be about flight level 110. We are going down to 11,000. From Parla, we are going to proceed for ILS to Perales VOR, and then to intercept the localizer for runway 33, localize and glide slope for landing runway 33. The localizer frequency is 109.9. We can check it here on the radius. ILS 109.9, and the course 325 inbound. We will pass the outer marker at 3,493 feet, and then proceeding to final approach. The minimum will be 2,062 feet, radio altimeter at 140 feet. Okay, so
Essa aí é a categoria 2, né?
yeah, we prepare everything on this category 2 ILS approach. If we go down and we have no visual contact at the minimum, the go around procedure will be, missed approach procedure will be straight ahead on 325 heading. At 2.3 DME from VOR Bravo Romeo Alpha, then we turn left with a maximum speed of 210 knots. On the 239, turning left to heading 239 at 7 miles from Bravo Romeo Alpha VOR, at or above 4,000, and then intercept and follow the radial 194 from Charlie November Romeo direct to Golf Echo NDB, climbing to 5,000 to hold overhead Golf Echo NDB, Getafe. Okay, Getafe is on, we have to set it then on the radio beacon.
Set Getafe on
4 to 1 is the frequency. Okay, runway 33 is a long runway, 4,100 meters. We are going to land at this runway, and we will leave probably on the high-speed runway turn-off taxiway Lima 1 or Lima 3, and then we will go to the Lima 3 via Alpha taxiway down to normally Alpha 5 to the gate 70 to 74 is normally the stand that we are going to stop. Okay?
Ok.
Coloca lá. Se bem que ele estava 180, não dava?
Ela tá dando 210 já.
So we are starting the descent now. Due to traffic.
Pegando a fisa, acho que não tava.
Acho que ele é.
8714, send to level 210 on course to Toledo.
Varig 8714, buenas tardes, radar contact descent to flight level 130.
Continue descent flight level 130, Varig 8714.
River 458,
continue descent flight level 110, Varig 8714.
Varig 8714, contact Madrid 1287, adiós.
1287, Varig 8714.
¿Podría confirmar?
Iberia 6651, llame Madrid.
Madrid, buenos días, Varig 8714. Good morning.
8714, buenos días, identified, slow down now, 250 knots, descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend 6,000 feet, reduce speed 250 knots, Varig 8714.
Iberia 1245, para separación, vía izquierda, Humboldt 220.
Rumbo 220, Iberia 1245.
1245, afirmativo, notifíquese rumbo, aproximación 275.
Decide rumbo aproximación 27.5.
Good, buenos días, British 792 descending flight level 110, we're just towards Gulf Echo.
Brit.
Thank you.
Another 3613, speed 250 now.
This is speed 250 knots, minus 3600.
Deixar aqui.
Muy buenas tardes, Varig 8714, send to 6,000 feet.
Varig 8714, buenas, radar contact, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Send to 5,000 feet, 1018, Varig 8714.
Malay 580, descend 5. Varig 8714, 220 knots indicated.
220 knots indicated, Varig 8714.
Malay 580, 180 knots indicated. Shortly, you will receive the final vector.
Using 180.
Varig 8714, 180 knots indicated.
180 knots indicated, Varig 8714.
Varig 8714, after Papa Delta Tango, clearance approach runway 33.
Roger, after Pilates, clear ILS runway 33, Varig 8714.
British 792, after Perales, clearance approach runway 33.
3301, the clear flight, coming 33, Malay 580.
Malay 580, 160 knots indicated.
Feedback 160, Malay 580.
Iberia 1245, Torre 1815.
1815, Torre 1245.
2180 knots indicated. Your proceeding traffic is a Boeing 77.
Speed 180 knots and contact the traffic, British 790.
Malay 580, thank you for your cooperation. Tower 118.15.
118.15 and localizer for the sub. Malay 580.
establish ILS runway 23, Varigate 714.
Varigate 714, roger. 180, call you back shortly.
714.
Buongiorno Madrid, Merera 3613, slow down 220 and descending 6,000 feet 1018.
L3613, muy buenas, radar contact 5,000 feet, unit 1018.
5,000 1018, 3613.
Também não vai ver.
Não, 415 aí.
Senão encavala muito, rapaz. Esse cara é o 37 que vai estar ali na frente. Tá com medo inicialmente?
11815, Varigate 714. Madrid, Norte 01.
Norte 01, adelante.
Sí, nos queda el último trabajo, señor, que es el más próximo.
Barajas Tower. Buenas tardes, Varigate 74. ILS establish runway 33.
Varigate 714, continúa sobre el runway 33.
Approach runway 33, wind calm, Varigate 714.
1245, autostrada 3333.
Desde aterrizar, de 1245.
2500.
Cross check.
Estamos a 2 milhas, vamos dar um gear down, atropelar esse cara aí. Vamos. Steering. Outer marker. Line. Continue this front check.
Cross check.
Sí, vámonos, yo venía a 245. Yo 733. Vale, establecido que se lo repetir.
Break.
O aeroporto já está praticamente pronto, hein?
Pois é.
Agora isso aqui vai virar um mausoléu, né?
1000.
Cross check.
Cross check.
714.
874, go ahead.
There's a small aircraft at 11 on your position. It will not cross the runway. It will not cross the QMS.
Okay, I have the aircraft inside.
It's making photography. Vale, 580-1185.
Cross check.
Varigate 714.
Clear climb, wind calm, Varigate 74.
400.
Buenos días, British 792, established DLS 33.
Buenos días, continúa from
300.
That's a small aircraft. More or less at left of the
Approaching minimums.
runway 50.
200.
1.5 miles. Will not cross the runway. Will not
Minimums.
Continue approach.
100.
British 792.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Beautiful.
Merera 3613, buenas tardes, 10 miles from touchdown.
Buenas tardes, continúa from runway 23 wind calm. That's a small aircraft 1.5 miles from the left of the airport. At your left side, it will not cross the runway. It will not cross the QMS.
Okay, we are looking for Merera 3613.
More or less 1,000 feet above the ground.
Copy.
8714 cuando libre, 714-1185, adiós. Varigate 714-1185.
12185, Varigate 7.
Banana 2, cancel on runway 22.
Barajas, buenas tardes, Varigate 7.
4 leaving your runway.
Varigate 714, buenas tardes. Taxi stand 71 by Alpha 5.
Alpha 5, Varigate 75. Alpha.
the way down.
Yeah.
To Tango 72, né?
Yeah. Bom, vou chegar na Alpha 5, vai ter um follow.
71 agora. De 71.
71, então é 72, né? Rocket 714, confirm clearance, the rate number 72.
Yes, it's 71.
7-1. Thank you so much.
Muito bem, está com ouvido de links.
Buenos días, Iberia 1346 en el Tango 36, come on, second please. BT 792 on frequency. 792, buenos días.
BDS está mandando dinheiro para vocês.
Pushing back behind you from Tango 38.
You running, okay?
Push through Tango 36, making sure.
Onde você viu o fone ali?
Ali, ó, amarelinho, tá atrás daquele. Tá vendo aquele jumbo?
Ah, tá.
Não sei se vai ser o nosso, mas.
Lá por dentro.
É.
Muy buenas, panel 684 en el Tango 15, listo, retroceso.
Muy buenas, Hispanet 684. Un momentito, le aviso que va a entrar un tráfico por hotel. Un momento.
Mantenemos 684.
Iberia 6251 se da paso un 319 que va a entrar por hotel y ya mantenga escucha el 2185. Adiós.
Cedemos el paso al MD, perdón, al Airbus, me ha dicho, ¿verdad? Y 2185.
Sí, es correcto.
Okay, we are copy, so we proceed before this 747 on our left hand side.
Tango 12. Now left, please.
Left for Tango 12, Maran 3613.
Hispanet 684, le confirmo detrás del 319 Meridiana que rodará detrás de usted va al Tango 12, remolque aprobado hacia el norte.
Apurando hacia el norte, me confirma detrás de mañana.
115, you wish 942, thank you, bye. Para India 0.
India 0, adelante.
Solicito autorización para proceder a acompañar a tráfico remolcado Charlie Foseco desde zona de lavado hasta FO 6.
Si me dice dónde está ahora, que no le copié.
Zona de lavado de aeronaves, antiguo de Hielo Sur.
Copiado, que es con un vehículo.
Es un tráfico remolcado. Vamos a ir el avión, el tractor y un vehículo ligero.
Copiado, pues está autorizado por Alfa.
Recibe autorizado por Alfa.
Ground, good afternoon, Scandinavian 582 at Tango 9, requesting pushback.
Scandinavian 52, track approved, face north.
South and push approved, face north, Scandinavian 582.
QNH 1013. Clear destination, flight plan route. Monto 3 Echo departure level 130. Squawk 4577.
This is Varigate 715. To Sierra Bravo Golf Romeo. Pilot, Monto 3 Echo, Squawk 4577. 4577, Varigate 8715.
Varigate 715, clearance correct for push. Please call 121.7, adios.
121.7, adios.
Maracas delivery CSA 701, Southwest, Boeing 737-400.
Varigate 715, sorry sir, 72, it's not 72. Start up and push back is approved.
Okay, and push back is approved for Varigate 715.
Papa, proceda con el 737 del grupo al 33 por Bravo 2.
Before start, checklist, CDU.
CDU, set. Still the flight plan.
MCP.
Lag 0. MCP. It's 162. Nav. 360.
Ground log 432 on taxi, please.
That's 432, taxi via Fox Mike, holding point 36 left.
Fox Mike 36 left, lot 432.
Ignorance to Flight 6 November, standby 12185, left left.
Lufthansa 6 November, 2185. Bye-bye, have a nice day.
Cloud 432, standby 12185, left flight.
1185, lot 42. Buenas tardes.
Engine choice.
Wow.
Rico. Flight controls. Check it. Ground equipment.
Clear.
Varigate 715, ready for taxi.
Flight 8715, taxi via Bravo 2 Mike, holding point 36 left.
Taxi via Bravo 2 Mike, holding point 36 left, Varigate 8715.
No, ready por Mike 7 Mike, puta espérate hacia izquierda.
Mike 7 Mike, izquierda, Europa 051.
Chapín llamando para rodar adelante.
Muy buenas, nuestro 8222 en el 20, listo, rodar.
8222, ready por Mike, punto de espera, 3 hacia izquierda, le han cambiado el...
1601, buenas tardes, Tanguy 9, out of 5 pushback.
France 1601, pushback approved, is no.
Aqui, por exemplo, aqui não tem nada escrito que é Bravo 2, não é?
Agora eles botaram lá embaixo, quando você entra,
Lufthansa 6 November, mas
bora
está
lá
lá.
na esquerda, lá escreveram um negocinho, mas é muito bom, senhor.
Muito.
Devia ter no início.
Lufthansa 86 November, now on 11807.
Duas essas.
Lufthansa 86 November, 11807, bye-bye.
Essa daqui.
Mas nós vamos
Vamos para lá para entrar na esquerda, da Mike até a 7.
ali a esquerda aqui dá pra ver, ó.
É.
2,
Europa 051, escucha 2185, un vuelo.
2285, gracias, a la vuelta.
Mike 5 à esquerda.
E a primeira?
Mike 6, é essa, Mike 7 a primeira direita aí.
Primeira direita daquela.
First right.
Básica de Madrid, muy buenas, Spanair, corrección, Hotel Uniform Zulu.
Hotel Uniform Zulu, buenas tardes, adelante.
Yes. Mike 7 to join.
Agora a Mike, essa primeira aí, esquerda.
Agora tá vendo, aqui tem Mike 8. É muito ruim isso aqui. Isso pra quem não conhece, isso aqui
Olhar pra de noite é um.
terrível.
Lá em cima,
Agora vamos até
Almost 1601, are ready to take.
Quando a gente vai entrando na Mike 15, ele vai, aí vai dar.
Rodura Barajas, muy buenas tardes, Iberia 0226, Tango 27, listo, retroceso.
Iberia 0226, muy buena, retroceso aprobado hacia el sur.
Al sur, aprobado.
Nostrum 8556, viento Dodge 432, contact 11875, bye.
1875, lot 42, adiós.
boa tarde a todos.
1875, bye.
1875, 4601, adiós.
Argentina 1139, buenas tardes, por favor, Yankee 3 y Romeo 7.
Ok, buenas tardes para la Argentina 1139, Yankee 3, Romeo 7.
Ele?
Tá certo.
Muy buenas.
V1.
Proteja. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
Iberia 0158, buenas tardes, en secuencia detrás del Dasdar Nostrum, entra y mantener pista 3 y izquierda.
Buenas tardes, detrás del DAS 8 Nostrum, detrás, se trae mantener 3 izquierda, 0158.
Contact 11875, bye.
11875, bye, Varigate 705. Good afternoon, this is Varigate 715 with you.
Varigate 715, Madrid, good afternoon, radar contact.
Yeah, it's 715.
Secretaries and after they got checklist.
Yankee, suba 150.
Para 150, bravo Yankee.
Madrid, buenas tardes, Spanair 640, alcanzando nivel 210, cursa parla. Spanair 640, muy buenas, contacto radar. Descienda a nivel de vuelo 160. Para nivel 160, Spanair 640.
Horário na chegada. É às 30.
nivel 140, exponencias 40. Affirmative, and report direct to Hinojosa to Madrid 1332, adios.
Okay, report direct to Hinojosa to Madrid 1332. Just. Buenas tardes, this is VARIG 8715 heading Hinojosa. Looking, passing now 160 to 200.
VARIG 8715, boa tarde. Radar contact, climb level 290, report final.
Final will be 250.
Okay, VARIG 8715, climb to 290, and on final it will be 350.
That's copy.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gustavo. I'm the third pilot on this cockpit now. We are climbing to flight level 350, so I'm assisting the other pilots, the flying pilots, with the paperwork. This is a copy of our flight plan, and they call this navigation. We have all the waypoints. We are going to fly from Madrid to São Paulo. Okay. Every time you fly and you make an instrument flight, you have to fill in a flight plan. It's a standard procedure for worldwide. And this is a copy what VARIG operations has filled in Madrid for this flight. So there are some special points like TOC, which stands for top of climb, the point we're going to reach the flight level 350, and the coordinates. Okay. So we fill this in order to accompany the flight, like fuel management and lateral navigation, and to calculate the estimate time from waypoints and arrival time to São Paulo, but especially for fuel management. This is the second page. And every waypoint we're going to fly is in this paper. So you
check them off once you pass them?
Yes, I'm going to show them again. We used to make an X on the waypoint we have just flown, and just an arrow on the point we are going to fly. So next waypoint is going to be top of climb. As soon as we reach top of climb, I'm going to make an X and an arrow in the next point. Okay. And we have other informations on this plane, like the true wind, the true airspeed you're supposed to have at this flight level, the ground speed, the lag time, which stands for the time between one waypoint and the follow waypoint, accumulated time from the flight, accumulated burn of fuel, and the total fuel aboard. So as soon as we pass the waypoint, we check all these parameters with the instrument at the cockpit and make a navigation management like this. This is the best way you can refine our operation and save fuel or save time. So that's the flight plan, but this is it's called dispatch release or flight release. It's like a sum of the whole flight. You see, like trip from Sierra Bravo Golf Romeo is the destination, the distance, the fuel required, and the flight time. We have all the legs of flight, the distance, and the times, in order to make a total fuel requirement. Like for this flight is 410 kilograms of fuel. We don't manage the fuel in liters, but in kilograms. Okay, and this is the takeoff fuel, the estimated takeoff fuel, and the actual takeoff fuel, in order to check or the actual parameters with the planned ones. Yes, that's right. And there is an analysis. It's a takeoff performance, like altimeter setting, barometric pressure, temperature at the airport, runway to be used, a flap setting, and a wind. So the computer gathers all the information and set a maximum takeoff weight. All those conditions. For this flight was 268,000 kilograms, but the actual takeoff weight was 254,000. Which is very far from the maximum takeoff weight of this plane, that is 295,000 kilograms. We are leveling at 35,000 feet, and we can observe the auto throttle system moving the levers to require cruise thrust. It's very smooth. The 777 is a very smooth airplane.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just talking about the takeoff performance, and as soon as we get the actual takeoff weight, we use this manual. It's called Operational Data Manual. VARIG has a department called Engineering, Operations Engineering, that has a computer, a program computer, that turns all the tables and charts into figures and numbers from every place. Like GRU, it stands for Guarulhos, São Paulo. We were at Madrid, okay? So use Madrid, Barajas, Madrid. This Boeing 777 has a lot of thrust, and we were not that heavy, like 256 tons. So we cross-check the limits from climb limits, which stands for if you have one engine fail during takeoff, would be the maximum weight would be able to continue climb and clear all the obstacles and whatever. And the runway limits weight, which means if you lose one engine, you would be able to stop at the runway or continue to take off with the remaining engine. Okay, so we make a cross check. We were 256 tons weight. I'm gonna show you this. 256. So the figure on your left, it's 40 degrees. So it's a procedure. It's called assumed temperature takeoff. We cheat the computer like this. We tell him, hey, it's 40 degrees outside. So we reduce it. So he reduces the thrust in order to save fuel and save engine. But we are still at the envelope. Like if you lose one engine or have another problem, you would be able to stop at the runway or proceed to take off and climb with all the security. It's for saving fuel and engines, of course. Just you see, sometimes the 777 can assume the temperature like 58 degrees because the engines are very powerful. And I like to show another feature of the Boeing 777s, like São Paulo. You have the other sheets. The yellow sheets means you are using a derate takeoff. It's takeoff 1. The engines are reduced 10% of the maximum thrust, and you can use the assumed temperature as well. And there is another derate. It's 25% derate. Like if you have 100,000 pounds of thrust, the computers understand you are using 75,000 pounds. And then you can still use the assumed temperature. For a very short flights like São Paulo to Rio, it's only 30 minutes. We use the takeoff 2 and a temperature of 50 degrees. Yes, because the engines are very powerful. Oh, this is the Boeing 777.
H.
Now we're going to show you the electronic compartment of the 777. There is a very large, very huge compartment. There's a place where the main computers of the plane are located, like the brain of the 777. So this is the access. We pilots do not use this in flight. It's just for ground maintenance. Okay, so but it's curious. It's not curious. also a pressurized area, so there is no problem if you go down there. But if you're going to handle any pack, any electronic equipment, you should use this. Use on your wrist and connect to the ground, to the wall at such a specific place in order to avoid to get shock or it's like a ground connection. So you go down there. Guys, this is electronic equipment compartment. We have three doors, three access doors. That one we came in, this one, beyond that door is the outside. It's a pressurized door. And there's another smaller door in the front. That door is the access to the forward cargo compartment. And all the circuit breakers are located down here. We have just a few circuit breakers in the cockpit. I'm gonna show you later. This is the main rack. All the electronic equipment is located here. Transponder, radios, all those computers. And that's the brain of the plane. It's called AIMS. AIMS. Stands for Airplane Information Management System. And all the other computers are located. It's like a mainframe with other computers attached to it. There are two AIMS in the plane. And all that, it's quite easy to access. But you have just to plug out and remove and set another box if you need. You have different tickets or whatsoever. Bus control power unit. Right. This is the portable maintenance access terminal, PMAT. We have another MAT for maintenance access terminal in the cockpit. This is the place where the ground crew, the mechanical group, and engineers access the main computers for uploading or downloading information, whatever. This is like a network. All the equipment talk to each other. Alright. That's the nose of the plane. So, and this sound you're hearing, like a whoosh, is the main recirculation fans. Because you have always to refresh the electronic equipment. It gets hot, warmer, it may malfunction. So we have to circulate the air the most we can. So there are two main recirculation fans in this area. These two green bottles are compressed oxygen for the flight deck, cockpit, for the crew, flight crew members. And the passengers also have oxygen. But the main cockpit, the main cabin, there are chemical generators. Powder? No, in case of rapid pressurization of the cabin. It's tight, but once you get used to it, it's easy. that's it. Let's go back to the flight deck. Okay, this is the crew rest area. I have 2 beds and use this for the long flights. In fact, this is a regulation of Brazil authorities. If you have long flights, you ought to have horizontal places for the flight crew, the pilots, to rest. This is very nice because it's large, it's deep. You have also lights for reading lights and temperature controllers. It's quite nice. I have no problem sleeping here. Okay, so these beds have a little compensation for the pitch or the altitude of the airplane. So when you lay down, you stay at the horizontal position perfectly. If it has a compensation, you'd be your head down, like this, tilted position. So they have to think about everything. That's the 777, the Boeing, the airplane that's called Working Together, the 21st century airliner. So we got back to the flight deck. We used to say cockpit, but at the new generation Boeing airplanes, it's called flight deck. You don't know why, but it's a very nice name. We were at the electronic compartment. There was a MAT, maintenance access terminal, used for ground maintenance to access all the equipment and computers of the plane. And this is another MAT. You know, when the plane is on the ground, it's quite difficult to open that hatch and go to the downstairs. So it's the easiest way to access the terminal and all that equipment, the computers and so on. It's not for pilots like that.
Okay, sir.
You always like to check it, but and there is a this, so it's hidden down here. A mouse pad and mouse. So that's it. That's where the maintenance check all the events at the plane or everything that happens in the plane, in this plane. Everything, like a light bulb or an inoperative or a problem with hydraulics, everything. It's recorded at the main computer and it's shown here. And it's stored at the main computer down there at the compartment, electronic compartment. So the engineering can check and follow up all the problems of the plane and fix them and things like that. And we can send this like SATCOM, satellite communications, to the center of the maintenance at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So like when we land in São Paulo, they will be ready waiting for us, for the plane, to fix the problem or change any component of the plane. That's the MAT.
Okay, I'm Captain Ayub. I'm 48 years old and I was flying MD-11 since few months ago, and that's my final check ride in Boeing 777. That's my final check ride right now, today. And I'm flying around since 1971, 33 years old, flying around. And since I was a kid, it's my dream, it's my way of life, and I like very much. I'm very happy with my job. And all I want is to be a good professional, and flying Varig Airlines for me is the best company around the world.
Okay, how are you? My name is Figueiral. I'm captain here in Varig since 1973. Anyway, I became captain in 1972 in VASP. It's another airline here in Brazil. And I flew in my career DC-2s, DC-6, Electra 2, Boeing 737, Boeing 767, DC-10s, MD-11s, and now the 777. The easier aircraft I ever fly in my life, and the best one. And I'm very proud to be here telling this to you and flying in Varig. And welcome to Varig. This is your house. Okay, I tell you that I flew DC-2s. The DC-2s is like a DC-3, but with angular fuselage, in difference of DC-3s. And the engines is had a less power than the DC-3s. The flying instruments was a very interesting thing. Here in the pedestal, we had big like this size compass rose, and with just one needle, ADF needle, and we made the procedures, instrument procedures, and works very good because the grease was like this size, and the precision was better than this. With this kind of instruments we have RMIs we have today on board another aircraft, analog aircraft instruments, and the speed is we can see everything very slow passing for us, and that's it. What I think what I had to say to you about the DC-2s. Yeah.
Very interesting information. The father of Captain Figueiredo was an old captain for Panair of Brazil, old airline in Brazil, very cute airline. And my father was a pilot for Varig Airlines for 38 years old too. He's an old captain too.
I have picture here with from my father in Panair do Brasil in the 60s and in the 50s too, and Saint-Exupéry picture from that time signed for him. Yes, I have. This one is my father. At that time he lost 2 engines on DC-7 in the middle of Atlantic Ocean, and then he approached the Morocco's shoreline and landed in Agadir. And this is Agadir beach with 2 guys from Agadir. This is a very interesting picture. Oh, here is my father in Panair do Brasil. This is a Constellation, Lockheed Constellation. It's a Captain Figueiredo. I have another pics. Look that, the Constellation.
Wow, yeah.
My father is in the middle here. This picture is in the Agadir. This is from Morocco's people, ground staff. Let me see. This is a DC-2. My father in the DC-2. I think he's in Manaus. Let me see another one. This is one baby clipper. Baby clipper. I have another picture from. This is a baby clipper. Here's my father in his uniform. This picture is from 1943. This 1943. It's too old. His picture.
Say his name again.
Huh?
His name?
Antoine Saint-Exupéry, who wrote the Petit Prince. The Petit Prince. Ah, I'll show you this.
Não, cheguei depois a foto do pai, hein?
Esse piloto, ex-pilot from Aeropostale, today is Air France. We signed it for him. Look the date here, up here. HG 70758. That's it.
Okay, my friend John, here's the Sal Island, Cabo Verde Republic, and we are approaching Sal. As you can see in the map, we depart from Spain, Madrid International Airport, and here is Sal Island in the middle of our way. And after that we'll fly towards Natal City, Brazilian territory. And after that, across Brazil, we'll fly towards Campinas City and finally Guarulhos International Airport. That's a good flight.
Islands around, and John, look over there. It was a thief. Yes, sir. It was a lie. Very high. And the volcanic ash got till 15,000 feet.
Balancing fuel between the main tanks, there was a difference of 700 kilograms, and this is the way to refine the balance of the plane. So we now open the cross-feed valves, so one tank feed the two engines. Now we have just finished, and you can see they are the same quantity, 20,900 kilograms. We're going to turn on the fuel pumps, wait till the lights to extinguish. That confirms that the pumps are operating normally, and then turn off the cross-field valves. That the valves that connect the two tanks. So the light is out, so everything is okay. And I'm going to turn off the indicator. Here. That's a fuel balance procedure. Okay, now the idea is to introduce you the Boeing 777 flight deck or cockpit and all the engine indications and navigation displays. So this is the overhead panel where all the systems are located. This panel has a quite dark concept. It starts with, since we're talking about Boeing planes, start with the Boeing 767. At older cockpits, you see that you can check the switch, and then there's a light that indicates the switch position. Now they are all gathered in one piece. The same switch is the indication, like the fuel pumps. You can see the switch is on, you see no light. When the switch is off, you see indication light of the malfunction in the switch in itself. And if everything goes right, it's like quite dark. There is no light to indicate that the system is working okay or not. The light's only for malfunctions. So if it's a normal flight, you have no lights. It starts with the Boeing 767, I think the Boeing 747-400, and now with the 777. Okay, so back to the overhead panel, where all the systems are displayed and located. The control of the systems, not the systems itself. This is the ADRU, which stands for Air Data Information Reference Unit. That's one of the most important parts of the airplane. It has 3 inertial units. They provide the plane attitude, vertical speed, position at the globe, at the Earth. That what makes Boeing 777 independent from ground navigation, from radios or other means of navigation. It's a very modern, so it's a system, we just turn it on and turn it off. Okay. That switch is a very nice feature of the Boeing 777. It's called TAC, or Thrust Asymmetrical Compensation. Every time you lose, there is an engine fail on twin engines planes, the engine that has just stopped, it looks like a weight on the wing. The other engine is still pushing the plane. So if you look the plane from the top, you see the plane rolling to one side or the other. It's called yaw. So you have to use some flight controls to compensate it and keep the plane flying on a normal altitude. At the most of times we use the rudder. So since the Boeing 777s were designed to most powerful engines so far, when you lose one engine, that's the way we call it, losing one engine, the other one causes a very strong movement to the left or to the right, a very strong yaw. That computer assists the pilot to compensate it. If there is an engine failure during takeoff, for example, that computer starts moving the rudder to the right side, but not 100%, like 80%. The pilot still have to input a control to the rudder, to the surface. Just make sure you know what engine is working and what engine has failed. But it helps a lot the pilots in bad times. Okay? But it's not a minimum. Like if it's not working, it's not a minimum. You go to the old planes. And this one is the primary flight computers. The Boeing 777, in order to reduce weight and reduce maintenance costs, has a fly-by-wire system. It has not cables from the control wheels to their surfaces. It's only electronic data. That's the main computer that gathers all the data from the ADRU, from the pilot inputs at control wheels and rudder, and check the envelope of the plane, like performance and so on, and too many protections, and send that corrected signal to the surfaces, and then the plane start moving. Even on a manual flight, you are flying fly-by-wire. Okay? So that's the electrical panel. You see the quite dark concept. Everything's work perfectly, no lights. Then the emergency lights that helps on a passenger evacuation at night. There are signs on the main cabin to indicate the exit of the plane. A window heat for heating the windows. The hydraulic panel is a major one. It's a very nice feature as well, like the 767 and 757, the ram air turbine. If I have a major hydraulic failure, it drops automatically from the airplane belly. It's a small windmill, like a small propeller, and starts spinning with the wind and provides electrical power and hydraulic power. Just make sure you have hydraulic system and electric power to safely land this plane. So this is a common panel with landing lights, lightning panel from outside and at the cockpit side. And then we go this place. It's a cargo fire panel. If there is an alert of fire at the cargo compartments, that's the way we extinguish the fire. Okay. This is the APU fire handle. If you have a fire on the APU, it's going to alert like a siren, and use this to shut down the APU and command the extinguish bottle to extinguish the fire. That's the EEC panel, which stands for electronic engine control or computer. It's a computer that works independently for each engine, that uses the thrust required, the outside air temperature, outside pressure, and so many informations to have the more accurate fuel consumption and the more accurate fuel consumption, and yes, and it works like a safety feature as well. You cannot overboost the plane, the engines. Okay, it continues monitor the engines. If they work, yes, so the reverse thrusters as well. If they are working properly, and if they are working quite the same way. So if there is a difference between the thrust indication or RPM or EGT, it's going to send some signals to the other computers and going to show the pilots what's wrong. This is another very nice feature. This is the auto start computer. You have seen on your CD, when you start the engine, you just push this switch to start and opens the fuel control switch, this one. So the auto start computer will monitor all the engine parameters, the outside parameters, and it's going to start the engine for you. Okay. This is the fuel jettison panel. It's used for jettison fuel, eliminate fuel in case you have to land in a weight heavier than the maximum landing weight of the plane. For instance, we took off from Madrid, like 50,000 kilograms above maximum landing weight. So we use this panel to eliminate fuel in order to light the weight of plane and make a safe land. Of course, if you have a fire or something very terrible, you're not going to use this. You're going to land as soon as you can. But sometimes it takes like 20 minutes to eliminate the fuel needed to get at the correct way to land. And it's a very advanced system. Whenever you arm the system, you can select what weight you want to set, you want to get, and he shows how many minutes you need to dump the plane, the fuel. You don't have to calculate and make memory calculations. This is the fuel panel with the fuel pumps. This is the left main tank on the left wing, the right main tank on the right wing, and the center tank pumps, which sends on the belly of the plane at the fuselage. This is the larger one. Wing anti-ice and engine anti-ice panel. Also automatic functions. It's a very nice feature again. Oh, the 777 is always very nice. It has ice detectors on the outside of the fuselage on a specific point. Some sensors sense literally the icing build up, and then it get warm and melt the ice. And then if this cycle happens like 3 or 4 times, there's an indication at the panel, the ICAS panel, saying ice information or icing detected. If the system is on, he turns on the engine anti-ice automatically for you. Like you don't have to be concerned all the time on wing and engine ice information. So the outside exterior lighting, rotating beacon, navigation logo, and wing lights to make the wings, and other exterior lights for it, making turns on the ground, text light and strobe light on the wing tips and tail. Okay, this is all for pneumatics system. The air conditioning systems and the bleed air systems and pressurization systems in itself. The air conditioning is for setting the temperature of the cabin and the flight deck and the forward cargo compartment and so on. Bleed air controls and indicates the bleeding air for engines and APU that feeds the pressurization and air conditioning systems. And pressurization is also automatic. We never use this, only if there is a malfunction or rapid pressurization, whatever. This controls the windshield wipers for snow. Okay. This is the MCP, Mode Control Panel, where the pilots access the autopilot system and flight director systems, which is a system that guides the pilot throughout the flight or guides the autopilots. It's an interface from the pilots to the autopilots. You have too many features down here. It's very nice. It was made by pilots for pilots. That's the truth. This small panel is like this one. It's called EFIS control panel. EFIS stands for E5 in English, Electronic Flight Instrument System. That the system that substitutes and replaces the analogic instruments. You control, there is one panel for each pilot, for each side of the cockpit. This one is a very different, it's a very brand new feature that makes the 777 very different from the others. It's a display selector panel. You don't have this on the 400, 747 or 767. You control 3 multifunction displays, which are that one, this one, it's a lower one, and the right MFD, multifunction displays. I'm gonna show you on this one, the lower one. So you see lower center. You can check all the synoptics indication of the systems. For instance, electrical system, hydraulic system, fuel system, air systems, doors, if they are closed and they are on the automatic mode, landing gear indications and systems, and flight controls. And mainly the checklists. Older planes use this book, the Quick Reference Handbook. They have all calculations and all the normal procedures and all the normal checklists in one book, and all the non-normal checklists for every system of the plane. You still have it on the 777, but now you have the electronic checklist. All this book is in ECL, electronic checklist. You have the normal checklists and the non-normal checklists. Every time there is a malfunction or a system failure, there is an indication on the upper display, and you can just press checklist, this button, and the associated checklist will appear on this display. I'm going to show an example. I'm going to turn off again one fuel pump. If you look there, that's the ICAS, engine indication and crew alerting system. It is going to show there is fuel for system fuel, pump, right, forward. And you can see that icon on the side is a square, small square, which means there is a procedure for that message. If there isn't a square, there is no procedure, or the procedure is complete. So we press checklist, and they are going to show me the associated checklist. Another nice detail of the electronic checklist, it's called closed loops. You see, I haven't done anything, but the system knows that that command to right forward fuel pump switched off is already off. So he just make a green tick and states fuel pump right forward, checklist complete. That's the big toy. And you see the small square or the small icon has disappeared, has gone. So the checklist is complete. I'm gonna make it back. And probably the message will disappear. And the checklist returned open. See? That's unique for 777s. And what else? So these are the CDUs. We have 3 independent CDUs, which stands for computer display unit. Is that right? Computer display unit. Yeah. That's the way the pilots access the flight management computer. It's a computer which is located down there where we have been, that basically controls and calculates all the airplane performance, lateral navigation performance and vertical profiles and vertical performance. That's where you set the waypoints, the routes, navigation radius, frequencies. You can set almost everything in these CDUs. All this data go to this flight management computer, FMC, that calculates and give you back all the predictions and calculations on the displays and on the navigation displays. The third CDU is only a backup CDU. We use only for communications. In case one CDU fails, this one automatically turns on like the other CDU. So the thrust levers, the flap setting, flap lever. So it's just almost a standard position of the plane. So communications radios, radar panel, control. This is the rudder trim indication, very nice. And the transponder. These are not so advanced. I mean, these features. This one, I must show you. Since I've told you about the ECL, electronic checklist, there are two CCDs, cursor control device. I'm going to show what is this. Checklist, for instance. You see the light is on, lower center. So this CCD is providing data to the multifunction display. So it's like a cursor pad. You use your finger to move the icon. You see, when the icons reach a specific area, it highlights to show it that it's usable, like function, like this, or and to make an example, you have the enter switch on your keypad on computer. This is the enter switch on the right side. So like if I highlight that line and make a click, it's like the enter key, like this normal. See, recalling notes, for instance, check it, because this is not a closed loop. The airplane cannot think about that. It's an open loop. So the pilot uses the CCD and the click switch to tell the airplane and tell the checklist, hey, that item is okay, it's checked. And that's it. This is a PFD panel. It's present in many new generation Boeing airplanes. All the navigation and flight informations are gathered in one instrument. So you have the ADI, the artificial horizontal indication, the altimeter, vertical speed indication, radial magnetic indication, like a compass, and the speed tape, like indicate airspeed indication. So you are able to fly the plane looking for one point. When you look to the ADI, you can see the speed, the altitude, the vertical speed, and the course and heading you are flying. It's called PFD, Primary Flight Display. This is a navigation display. You use a map, and when you use the EFIS control panel, as I told you, you use this. You select things on these two displays. For instance, I'm going to increase the range of the map, okay, or decrease the range. I can show here the airplanes on the map, or navigation stations, or the estimate times, like times and so on. That's what EFIS control panel controls.
And the return of the weather radar can show us, you will have some CBs ahead, and that one red one, you have to deviation to the right is the best way to avoid the weather.
Yeah.
To avoid the CBs.
This navigation display is very advanced and very useful for pilots. You can see at the same time the weather information, your desired track, your actual track, actual heading, all in one display. So the magenta line is the route. It's very helpful in In that case, you have to avoid weather and deviate. And you turn on the weather radar at display control, at the EFIS control panel as well. And these are multifunction displays, but you may think if there is a major or it's a failure on one display, it has a transfer, an automatic transfer, but you can switch like this. So now this is the ICAS display, or just navigation, or primary flight display. Yeah.
And the colors help us to know how strong might be the turbulence. And the green one is in general just rain, and the yellow one rain with moderate turbulence, and the red one is strong turbulence.
Yes, that's right. So this is the landing gear lever. It's a very nice feature as well at the landing gear. So far is the major and heavier landing gear in a commercial plane. It has 6 planes on each strut, 6 wheels on each strut. When you take off, the main strut, main gear tilts down 5 degrees in order to fit perfectly at the wheel well. So they go down 5 degrees and then retract. When you release the brakes, the gear down, and you get the gear down, it goes down and then tilts 13 degrees up in order to, well, make a very smooth land, in order to make all the wheels touching the runway at different time. So you're going to splash all the water or snow if there is at the runway, and you get a much more efficient braking action on the wheels. It's a very large, very heavy landing gear. What else? Oh.
The seat?
Oh yes. The seat is electric.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable, very nice. The colors are very quiet. At the concept, quite dark cockpits. You have a pretty beautiful sight from here. It's a very good office. You know this small fonts, GPS? That indicates that the major updating source from FMC. The flight management computer uses a lot of signs and source to update the present position every time, every second. For the most precision, most accurate source of information is the GPS, the satellite navigation. But the FMC does not disregard the other sources. It continuously receive all data, gathers them together, and calculates the actual position. But this means GPS means that's the major, the most accurate now. If you turn off or disregard the GPS updating, you see now it shows inertial. So the major source comes from the ADIRO, the inertial reference unit. I'm not a specialist in the ADIRO, but I know these are very advanced. They are gyro lasers ADRU very accurate, but that's it. Now it goes back to GPS. So these are the standby instruments that the horizontal artificial, the ADI, the speed indicator and altimeter. So these are the only analog instruments in the plane, besides the clocks. Oh yeah, that's the TCAS system. It stands for Traffic Collision Alert and Avoidance System. So the planes talk to each other, and they know the altitudes of each other and the difference between them. So you can always monitor the other planes. If they become closer or in a dangerous range, there are going to be some warnings at the navigation display and on the primary flight display. So you have some moves like you go down or go up depending on what the computer says to avoid the other traffic. But just one plane moves. The computer makes sure that only one is going to move. There's another important component that is SAARU. It's SAARU. Stands for Secondary and Auxiliary Air Data Units. It's like a ADRU, but less powerful, and it stands for a backup indication for the standby instruments, and it continuously works, but just as a backup of the ADRU. They work all the same. 777 is a very redundant airplane. There are 3 hydraulic systems. Well, there are other planes with 3 or maybe 4 hydraulic systems, but one very nice detail is every major flying control surface, like ailerons or spoilers, rudders, are powered by at least 2 independent hydraulic systems. We have the left system, the center system, and the right system. So like the left outboard aileron is powered by 2 hydraulic systems. So this plane, even if you have a low pressure on 2 hydraulic systems, only one remaining system, you'll still be able to make a very safe flight and proceed your flight and land with all the smooth you can do. You won't be in a very dangerous situation. You can proceed in a safe flight, very safe flight. And all the controls are fly-by-wire. But if you have pressure on the left hydraulic system, you can still use some cables to control the plane. You use the wheel, which has some cables connected to 2 spoilers. There are surface on the top of the wing. You can make very slow, very lazy turns, but you'll be able. It is a direct control from cables direct to the wing, and you can use the pitch trim levers with cables, steel cables, connected to the main elevator, So that's going to be a manual flight, really. It's just the case you lose the primary flight computers and the, like a major failure on the fly-by-wire system. You'll still be able to fly the plane with safe merging. That's it's very important to mention. Yes, about reduce the range. It's a right deviation.
4 miles the right, the route, just to avoid that part. Right now we're back.
Welcome to the South Hemisphere. You can notice now the wind is not turning. No, steadily. Safety feature, and it's mandatory to have aboard the planes. It's a quick donning oxygen mask. Like this. You press these 2 buttons. So it goes like this, and
that's it. They use this for rapid pressurization, smoke removal, and so on. In case of smoke or fumes and cockpit, we use another safety feature, the smoke goggle. And that's it.
Vai ver um mapa cair lá no centro de treinamento, né?
Desculpa aí um pouco, nós somos colegas. O senhor sabe o nome da praia? Praia fica norte das areias, tem as areias?
Tem as dunas?
Okay, Captain Ayubi. We'll start the descent procedure to Guarulhos Airport in about 15 minutes. We'll make runway using runway 09 right. Altimeter set there is 1016. We copy the AT's message, and we'll make Tuca 9. That's a Tuca 9 arrival. It's a good distance, and
standard arrival.
So, and proceeding to runway 09 on Charlie 2 procedure. Minimum sector here is flight level 070. You can see here, and we'll descend until 4,700 feet to intercept the glide slope runway 09, passing outer mark and 4,100, going down until 2,660 feet, and going around after that to Bom Sucesso VOR here, climbing to 6,000 and hold over Bom Sucesso. Okay, our fuel on board Our descent will be around 9,000. We have now 10,100 and it will be 9,500. And the minimum fuel we need, you can see here, to our alternate, will be Rio de Janeiro Airport, Galeão, will be 6,500. So we'll have just 3,000. This is about 35 minutes to wait until go to Rio. The weather is very good, just few clouds in São Paulo. The wind is calm, and on our procedure navigation radios here we have the outer marker on ADF1, middle marker 240 on ADF2. Oh, this is not middle marker, this is Bom Sucesso for go around. My LS frequency is preset, but it's coming up soon during the procedure. On legs page, we have all positions, check and altitude and indicator speed restrictions, until the runway 09. This India Gulf is the outer marker and the runway 09 going around to Bom Sucesso. Okay. Our approach speed for this approach, the weight will be around 190. We have now 19.6, 191.6, and the flap set for the landing will be 30. So our reference will be 133 plus 5 we use will be our approach speed, 137. The brakes, auto brakes here, we set to 2. That's a good distance. And so with this auto brake set, we certainly, after landing here on 09 right, we'll leave runway in the second left high-speed taxiway, going to the via crossing runway 09 left and taking Bravo until probably hotel taxiway to some hotel position at that gate. That's it. I think it's finished my briefing. So I hope you'll have a very nice landing. Me too. Se não tá boa.
Para 2299, nível 080, informação de voo. Foi chamado para ingresso na terminal academia. Na academia nessa frequência, alternando o controle 122.4, professora 2299. VASP 4294, chame centro, Brasília, frequência no 33.05, VASP 45. Larga 8740, número mais. Ponto 74. Larga 8740, para Iprox. Iprox 8740.
Brasília, boa noite, rota 32, não entre.
02200. 715, you get to speed for 240 knots, you come to level 130, clear for 209 arrival.
Cento 240 and Cento 130, reduce speed to 240 and Tuca 09 arrival by 875.
That's correct.
Quase que possível.
Ligou?
Berg 8715, passing now 140 to 130.
Okay, descend to level 90, 87 and 5.
Cento 090 varig 8715. All approaches varig 8715, good evening. Passing now 130 to 090.
Good evening, 8715, descent 070.
Cento 070 varig 8715.
67.
400, 120.
Flaps 1.
8641.
Ali 87 no 5, deixa para meio mil pés, com 1015, correção, com 0 no meio no ajuste.
Cento 6000 KNH, varig 875.
Controle Varig 2119, Buenas.
Ali 8641 para o 130 para o localizador, deixa para 4 e 100, autorizado final LS 8641.
30 por 400, autorizado ILS 8641.
Valor 821 no 9 Varig, deixa para o 090 vigilância.
090, vigilância 2119.
797, turn left, heading 320.
Left heading 320, KLM 797.
Embora, não se deixa fora.
3745, descida para 4700, autorizado final LS, reduzindo para 180 nós.
Intercept localizer, cento 5500 feet, KNH 1016, 8715.
Direto, sei.
Varig 21 no 9, deixa para o 070.
070, 2119.
Já seu
We are flying heading select with local ILS Harbor, approach Harbor. And we have lock black and black slope. We are going down to 5,500 feet.
Varig 8715, descent to 4,100 feet, clear for approach.
4100 feet, varig 8715, clear for approach.
Cordial, boa noite. Transferência de setor. Nós estamos reduzidos agora para 210 nós e mantendo 190.
Boa noite, Varig 8922, deixa para...
$500, $400, $300, approaching minimums, $200, $100, $50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
auto brakes, sir.
KLM 797 is back.
Varig 8715, cross, runway 09 left, after call ground 126.9.
Cross 09 left, 1269, varig 875.
KLM 797, Guarulhos Tower, runway 09 right, altimeter setting 1016, wind is calm, you are cleared to land.
1016 cleared land, KLM 797.
Excellent.
Torre Guarulhos. Muito boa noite, é o Varig 8922.
Boa noite, Varig 8922, é a Torre Guarulhos. É o número 2 para pouso, 9 da direita, o ajuste 1096. Aguarde pista livre, 737 na curta final.
Positivo, 8922.
Pode parado.
Mantenha antes da barra 2119. And United 834, clear for takeoff 9 left.
Affirmative, sir. You're clear. Wind is calm.
934, right, thank you.
8922, pouso autorizado.
09 da direita.
Eu já disse, se quiser apagar, obrigado.
É interessante que tem aquela Índia 01 vazia pequena.
Não é batia? É a batia esse.
Não é a loja?
Não, não é.
Guarulhos, boa noite, Varig 2371, a 1,5 de externo embaixo travado.
Varig 2371 é a Torre Guarulhos. É o número 2 para pouso, 9 da direita, o ajuste 1096, aguarde pista livre. 737 na curta final.
E Enter.
2119, cruze pista 9 esquerda, solo após 126, decimal 9.
Tive cruzamento 09 esquerda, 1269 após 2119.
United 834, call control 35, decimal 7.
Meia, na Golf, pronto.
Força Aérea 2726, torre ciente, autorizado a alinhar e decolar, pista
direita.
Torre Guarulhos, bom dia, Varig 8670, ponto espera 09 esquerda, pronto.
Varig 86.
Guarulhos Tower, Varig 2200, rota runway 09 left.
Varig 2200, after the MD-11, clear the lineup and wait on 09 left.
Roger, clear to line up and wait in sequence, Varig 2200.
Right side.
Right side is clear.
Varig 8670, decolado aos 14, chame o controle, 135 decimal 75, bom voo.
3575, bom dia. Varig 2200, 2200, clear for takeoff. Wind is 300 at 05.
Clear for takeoff, Varig 2200.
V1.
Varig 2200 airborne into 16, channel out to San Paulo 135.7.
And São Paulo departure. Good afternoon, Varig 2200, leaving 4000.
Varig 2200, radar contact, climb for level 350, the radar surveillance.
Climb to level 350, no restriction. Hey, Varig 2200. 350.
Afirmativo, 350.
Já lá. Varig 2200, left side deviation to red, and when I head in 240.
Clear of deviation, report unable to fly direct to Charlie Golf Oscar VR.
Quando able, Charlie Golf Oscar 2200.
Left side? Left side. Checklist complete.
To Congonhas, 2200.
Let's win it.
O Emílio até reportou lá no relatório. Vou liberar aqui a velocidade.
Okay, hello, welcome on board. My name is Vettorazzi. I've been flying for Varig for the last 25 years, and I'm proud to present you the Boeing 777 cockpit and introduce the co-pilot Hinterkauf.
Hello. Well, we are preparing to land runway 10, ILS DME. In Eduardo Gomes International Airport in Manaus. We are approaching from the south, heading Manaus, and after the radar vectors we're going to intercept our course 103, ILS frequency 110.3.
Over there.
Is that correct? And we should intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet and pass the alta marker established at 1,500 feet.
Okay.
And go until 525 feet decision altitude.
MDA set.
Correct mind side. And in case of go around, we should climb to 2,000 feet, heading 103. The biggest elevation in the chart is 516 feet in the right of the course, and runway 10 is 2,700 meters long, and we're gonna exit in the end via Bravo taxiway to the April number 1. The puppy is not working.
Out of service.
Out of service. We should have some birds, vultures in the vicinity of the airport.
Okay, let's see. Recall.
And we are estimating arrived with 18.7 tons of fuel. We have to burn more 1.4 tons, so our landing weight will be 199.4
kilos
tons.
Yeah.
So our approach speed will be 135 knots with flaps 30, and auto brake set to number 2. And that's it. The weather is good, and
radius and reference size. And the brake altimeter should be.
It's not yet.
101. This 101.
Announce Varig 2200.
Confirme 200.
FM Varig 2200, with you and ready for descent clearance.
Cleared flight level 080, Varig 2200.
Clear to descent level 080, Varig 2200.
Cruise just deviation, direct Manaus 2202.
2202, present deviation to 80 miles ahead.
80 miles ahead. Copy that, 2202.
Sabe que o cara me chamou de uma transferência lá atrás.
Total 9200 Centro Amazônico. Varig 2200, chama por aqui.
Varig 2200, call Manaus approach control, frequency 119.1, if enable 119.7.
Call Manaus approach 119.1 or 119.7. Manaus approach, good afternoon, Varig 2200, reach maintain level 160.
Descend and maintain flight level 140. 140 for holding on a 180 degree radial distance to 5 miles of Manaus 01. We have 3 aircraft holding on the terminal area.
FM descend to 140, holding on a 180 radio to 5 miles. Can it be on a radio 210 deviation due to other?
0K is authorized on the radio.
And we just said again the distance from Manaus on a radio 210 for holding.
5 miles.
10 miles, okay.
5 miles.
Varig 2200, holding on a radio 210 to 5 miles of Manaus. Varig 2200.
Number 4.
Varig 2200, number 4 on approach.
Uma informação, na sua opinião, assim, está estabilizado aí ou está com tendência já de melhoria aí as condições?
Infelizmente. O vento também agora já acalmou, está em 130 graus com 10 nós, rajada de 15 nós.
Afirmativo. Então, quer dizer...
Varig 2200, request to hold on 200 radio from Manaus.
Is authorized, maintaining 140.
Say again to 220 radio, 220 from Manaus on 25 miles off.
Yes, sir. You are cleared. We have 2 traffics. One at 12 o'clock, maintaining 130 is a Airbus 320, 14 miles.
FM, maintain 140.
2 is 3 o'clock, 9 miles, maintaining 110 is a Fokker 100, 2200.
2200.
Formado agora pela torre, um teto de 800 pés, 3.000 de visibilidade. Aceita o vetor para...
3744. Tá, 3890, vai efetuar a órbita na radial 250.
1317 Manaus.
Big 1317, go ahead.
The aerodrome is under ISI conditions. Ceiling is 800 feet, 3,000 meters of visibility. You are number 2 for landing, and you are under radar vector to intercept the ILS course. turn right heading 200 and descend until flight level 040 if you are able.
Down to level 040 and right turn heading confirm 220.
210 now, okay, 210 is the heading.
210 heading vectors for ILS runway 10, Big 1317.
3000.
74 X-ray Papa descend and maintain 040.
0404 Papa.
2200 turn right heading 130 for the localizer course. The glide slope is out of service. Only the ILS approach on the localizer.
From 2200 heading 130, 3000 to localizer 10 and keep up the speed.
Reduce to approach speed and from landing check, descend and maintain 3000. And intercept the localizer on the heading 130, 2200.
Reduce the speed for the approach, 2200.
674 X-ray Papa, descend and maintain 040 and reduce to 200 knots. Turn left heading 070 to intercept the localizer.
Heading 070 to intercept the localizer, descending to 040 and 200 knots, 4 X-ray Papa.
Uh, 890, número 1 agora, mantenha 2000, reporte visual.
3890, reportará.
Decimal 3, então 3890.
Obrigado.
2200, intercept the localizer course, number 2 now, for landing. 2000 QNH 1009.
Descend 2000, 1009, number 2 on approaching. Intercept maintain localizer course 2200.
674 X-ray Papa, intercept the localizer and then descend now to 3000.
Descend 3000 on 1009, 4 X-ray Papa.
Estaria boa para estar com zero flat e iniciar a redução. É mais ou menos 12 milhas do ponto de pouso, né? Então, esse ponto, se tivesse 215 aqui limpo, tá bom, para começar. Sempre 12 milhas do ponto de pouso é uma referência boa. Zero flat speed. É um projection.
Vamos lá agora ou vamos esperar passar outra lá?
Pode deixar isso. Chega a hora que interceptar rampa, né? Fica um pouco mais fuel efficient.
And 4 X-ray Papa is localizer established.
Agora para 2000, né?
Complete approach, number 3 in for landing. The number 1 is 20 miles ahead, and the number 2 is 12 miles ahead. Still.
4 X-ray Papa coming.
Check it. Auto brake. Set 3. And landing down. Set engine. Move. Set.
00. Complete radiation for approach. Descend and maintain 2000. And complete approach to runway 10. Report visual. Receive your transmission, sir. Can you repeat?
Report airport in sight, Varig 2200. We have the runway in sight.
Number 1 is 7 miles ahead on short final. It's a Fokker 100. Contact tower frequency 118, small 3. Varig 200. Have a nice one.
Call tower 18.3. Thank you. Good day.
6.
Tem uma referência boa aqui, ainda está por baixo da rampa.
Eduardo Gomes Tower, good afternoon, Varig 2200.
Varig 2200, go ahead.
And the final airport inside, runway 10, 2200.
Okay, maintain runway head and await clearance to land.
2200, roger.
no solo aos 48, táxi livre pro gate Alpha.
Alfa, livre táxi. Muito obrigado. Tá 3890.
Torre Eduardo Gomes, é o Rico 48 no 2.
48 no 2, para cima.
Boa tarde, para coordenar o 080 para Quari, estacionamento previsto 1800.
Distância, né? Vou ter que botar sozinho.
Chama para acionamento, 4812.
Amaral 12.
Varig 2200, clear to land, runway 10, wind 240 degrees, 02 knots, runway is wet.
Clear to land, Varig 2200.
1,000. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Torre Eduardo Gomes, apoio 103.
03, para cima.
Acionamento em mais 10 minutinhos. Manicorar 080.
Mais reverso, hein?
Manicorar 03.
Confirme 090 ou 080?
080, Manicorar.
Chame para o acionamento.
Negativo.
Varig 2200 on the ground at 51. Clear tax to Gate Fox.
With you, visual 410.
Number 674, X-ray Papado ahead.
674 X-ray, we are final approach 410.
Roger. Land is 180 degrees, 02 knots, clear to land runway 10. Runway is wet.
Clear to land 10 for X-ray Papado.
Torre Varig 9091, pronto para ataque.
Sente após o 767 da companhia, táxi livre até o ponto de espera da 10. Reporte cota 9090.
This was the church flight calling ahead of us.
Posso tirar a tela? Por favor.
Positivo, autorizado a acionar, chame para o táxi, o apoio 103.
03. Eduardo Rico 4846 para Copa.
Minuto. November 674, X-ray Papa on the ground at 5, clear taxi to 8.3.
Clear taxi to 8.3 for X-ray Papa.
Torre Eduardo Gomes, Varig 9091, está pronto para Copa.
9091 aprovado Guarulhos, nível 330. Após a decolagem, saída pelada 1 no transição a modo, transponder 6535, controle 119.
Start checking all the static ports. Let's check also the wheels. No hydraulic leakage. Also checking all the pilots. Checking this side is static port. Negative pressure relief vent. We are checking the engine. A general look. No oil leakage. A general look to the wing. Now it's very important to check all the wheels, the landing gear. The brakes. This is the red, the ram air turbine. From this point we have a general look from the airplane. We can check all the wings and the tail.
Chico, classifica para no 0.
Gente, parou no 04304.
Coisa.
001-370 aprovado Guarulhos, 00259, saída pelada 1 na moto. Correta, curso, ponto de espera, pronto. 4804 do Rico, 080, correto disponível, direto Mani correto, transponder 6446. Direita para encontro das águas, é isso? Está coordenado, mais confirmação, por favor.
Está no ponto de espera, pronto.
Utilizado alinhar e manter 9001.
Right side.
Nove 001, após 1500 está autorizado curvar à direita, crua do encontro das águas, após a colagem convertida em condições visuais, controle opera 19,1.
Boa Vista 095, movimento 78, subida visual, transponder 6450, controle 119 horas,
correto, use pode esperar, pronto.
Porta nem pronto.
Torre do Sultão, Skymaster 9071, próximo ponto de espera no 0.
Decimal 1, 9001 na vaga.
Os passageiros sentados do lado direito poderão observar a cidade de Manaus e logo após o encontro das águas.
9001 informa a existência de tráfego visual no setor sudeste, descendo até 2.500 pés. Irá cruzar o encontro das águas dentro de 5 minutos, ok? 2463, descent to flight level 060, heading Pelada Beacon, 2463.
Heading Pelada Beacon, descent to 060 to 463.
Oeste cruzando 40 para 2.500 pés. Mantenha-se visual 1 a 1.500 pés, autorizado panorâmico. Hotel Índia, o controle?
Prossiga.
Claro, Centro Amazônia.
263-1238, parabéns mais uma vez e tenha um bom dia, senhor.
Ah, do bom, bom dia.
Manaus, Presidente 463.
463, Manaus, go ahead. Running 09, wind 140 degrees, 06 knots, temperature 29, Canadian 1012, expect Hotel 2 procedure, 2463.
Copy, thank you, sir.
2463, descent to flight level 050 now. Anteriormente formado, posição de 1 hora, 8 milhas, rumo sul, 1.500 pés, Whisky Echo X-Ray. Ciente, mantenha-se a 1 a 1.500 pés por mais 2 minutos, 900 para após tomar a subida. Para 9 horas a 3 milhas, a 1.500 pés irá iniciar a subida. Já está tratado, muito por para 900.
Facilmente ele pode 6.000. Você você tem ele pode 6.000 inicialmente lá. É muito bacana. O avião é bom para
Manda chamar 1433, Sky 9071.
bons tempos.
Nove 032, mantenha nível Brasília 127,0. Left heading 150, fly heading 150.
Roger, heading 150, flying 9001.
Varig 28 no 0, sobre Brasília agora, 270, Varig 28 no 0.
Tudo chegou? Já.
127 decimal.
As restrições da carga estão lá. E aí, 90,50 nós. Fala ILS da 9 direita.
3703, chame agora 128 decimal 5.
111,5.
Bora 20. 3240.
Charlie 2, final approach. Altimeter setting 1022. Number 1 for landing.
Roger, Charlie 209 right approach. Altimeter 10.
Controle São Paulo, boa tarde.
Controle São Paulo, Pelicano 09.
Mantenha nível 080 na Tuca 09.
Pelicano 09.
Varig 9001, 1 mile and a half frontal marker. Complete ILS and contact Guarulhos Tower frequency 135.2. Yeah.
Bom dia, Varig 9001, Guarulhos Tower, clear to land on any right, wind 130 degrees, 08 knots, coordinate 1022, Varig 9001.
One thousand.
Torre Guarulhos, Varig 8923, ponte internacional da esquerda, na sua escolha. Boa tarde, Varig 8923, Torre Guarulhos, autorizado a alinhar e manter, pista 09 da esquerda. Autorizado a alinhar e manter, 09 da esquerda, ponte.
Five hundred. 400. Approaching minimums. 300. Minimums.
8923 300.
200.
Afirma. Gente, 9 esquerda, no 70 graus, 8
100.
Autorizada a decolagem, Varig
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Varig 9001, ground at 48, hold short, 9 left.
Roger, hold short 9 left, Varig 9001.
Niner 001, clear to cross, 9 left, call ground, 126.9 on the other side.
Roger, clear to cross 1909 left, ground 1269.
Right. Varig 8923, decolado aos 49, contato São Paulo no 35.75.
3575, 28923, bom dia.
Dia.
And Hotel 02.
aviação, o 9001? Você pode só pedir tá no...
Na Hotel 02, e a gente vai chegando aí, a tem outra foi com óleo, que ela tem anunciada aqui na parte do status. A proteção é mais.
Não. Eu fui entregar.
Pole position.
Solo Guarulhos, boa tarde, Varig 8649, cruzou nova esquerda, ingressando na Bravo.
8649, Bravo Índia para Índia 07.
Bravo Índia para Índia 7.